Growing up in the early 2000s, skateboarding was at its apex. The Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games were flying off the shelves, Viva La Bam was crushing it on MTV, skate contests were selling out giant arenas, and Ryan Sheckler was getting more love letters than ever. Professional skateboarders were making good money and living a great lifestyle. Fast forward to 2024, here is legendary skater Paul Rodriguez telling us exactly where we're at now.
Most professional skateboarders are not financially getting taken care of well.
Damn, what the fuck happened? In this video today, we're going to explore why professional skateboarders are broke. Skateboarding is a cornerstone of pop culture. Honestly, you'd struggle to go a day without seeing some kind of reference to skateboarding in your day-to-day life. Right now, there are more skate parks than there ever have been, and skateboarding is literally in the Olympics. We have Olympian skateboarders, gold medalist skateboarders. That is crazy to me. That sounds good though, right? How could they not be making a lot of money? I have a few theories and ideas that can make sense of all this, but first, let's follow along with some past top pro skaters and see them talk about their finances. Danny Mullen made this really cool YouTube video talking to Nick Molino. Nick's been absolutely crushing it for a long time, and he even holds the title of Switch Ollied El Toro, an extremely iconic trick to have under his belt. And this is what he had to say about his skateboarding career.
I couldn't make like a decent living being a professional skateboarder anymore, so I had to find other means of work.
Which shoe company did you ride for, Nick?
I rode for Decline for a long time.
Was Decline considered a large shoe company?
I don't think it was considered a large shoe company. When I would think of like a large shoe company, I think of like Nike, Vans.
You were so good, why weren't you able to get on a team like that?
Honestly, wish I had the answer for that.
Did you try?
I did. I kind of got the same answer like all around the industry. Like, you know, we're not really looking for dudes right now, or our team's all full.
Do you have any resentment toward the companies that wouldn't sign you?
Absolutely not. Skateboarding doesn't owe you anything.
There's got to be a little bit of, you know, why couldn't I have made enough to at least put a down payment on a house?
I don't know, man. I love skateboarding, and I'm grateful for the years that I got to skate and just enjoy doing what I loved.
Were you, the two of you, dating or married when Nick started transitioning out of professional skating into working a day job?
Yes. Yeah.
And have you noticed any change in his mental state? Has he seemed bummed out or any less happy because of that?
I would say a little bit. I mean, like, who wouldn't be bummed to put your entire life towards something that you loved and then in the end just kind of get shit on for it, you know?
That's what I was saying.
Moose is also another amazing skateboarder, and he sheds some light on how much he was making back in his prime.
And when you're pro for Death Wish, what are your paychecks looking like?
I think it was like $1,000 a month.
That's not a lot of money for a major skate brand to be paying you.
Not really. The board company doesn't really pay you much. It's all clout when it's with your board sponsor.
What was your peak career earnings monthly?
I want to say like $5 to $6 grand a month.
Pretty good.
With my other sponsors.
That's good money. I imagine in your early 20s, $5 grand a month, you must have felt like a millionaire.
Oh yeah, dude. I was freaking stoked.
You might be thinking that 5K a month doesn't sound too bad, but realistically, you can only keep up this level of skating and relevance for a few years before it starts to fade. Moose himself tells how after breaking his leg, all the money kind of dried up and led him down this dark path. I don't really like to call skateboarding a sport, but it is sort of in this interesting position. Sports like basketball, soccer, NFL, it's very clearly established that if you get good enough, you will be able to have a career, compete in the league, and make good money. There's this whole industry behind you facilitating that. On the flip side, there are sports like pogo sticking, unicycling, or yo-yoing. These are niche and small and don't really have an industry behind them. So we can kind of clearly understand, if you are the best yo-yoer in the world, you are not necessarily gonna go pro and make a living the same way a basketballer is going to. It's kind of just your hobby, passion, and pastime. Skating exists kind of in this weird middle ground. We would hope that the pros are able to make enough money from skating that they can have some kind of livelihood and lifestyle while being able to focus 100% of their energy into skating and not having to just work a normal job to facilitate this. As a skater myself, it's tough for me too. So that's why we are going to thank the sponsor of this video, Fume. Not everything in a bad habit is bad. So instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an award-winning flavor device that does exactly just that. Instead of electronics, fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, fume uses flavored air. Instead of harmful chemicals, fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, fume is good, and it can fill the void in a natural, guilt-free way. Personally, I really like the crisp mint flavor. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories. There's no reason you can't be one of them too. Head to tryfume.com/RickyGlaser to get a free Fume base when you purchase the Journey Pack today or scan the QR code on the screen. The link is down there in the description, but tryfume.com, code RickyGlaser. Okay, back to the video. Smooth, right? When social media came into skating, it really started to change things. Before, it was the big skate brands putting out videos, getting photos into magazines, and getting you into the contest. This was pretty much the only possible way to get people to see your skateboarding. These days with social media is basically the exact opposite. Everything falls onto you and not onto someone else, which definitely comes with pros and cons. But one big positive of this is if you do something truly great, the internet will see it. I promise you they will. Social media kind of decentralized the power that these big brands had. Now with Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, the skater kind of becomes their own brand and their own media company. This is really empowering to the individual skateboarder, but I think it did kind of hurt these big brands, at least to a degree. These top brands in skating are sort of starting to become less relevant and less important, and the whole balance of the skate economy does feel like a little bit out of whack. Skateboarders in general are very quick to judge each other, and they kind of fall into this herd mentality where if anyone steps the tiniest bit out of the box, they have to instantly cut them down. P-Rod speaks on this well right here.
Maybe I'm just out of touch now, and I'm the older dude who's just out of touch, but like, I feel like until we stop cannibalizing each other, it's like so quick to be, oh, this dude's whack. Oh, that's a bad look. Oh, this is that. That like is literally paralysis by analysis. I know lots of pro skateboarders who are like, I can't make that move. It's gonna, I can't do that. Can't do this. Can't, because they're so worried about getting that criticism.
I think this adversity to change is kind of coming from this noble idea that we need to be protecting the skate culture. And I think that is something that I can agree with, but I do think it's a little bit of a slippery slope where you're just so averse to any kind of new ideas and you kind of just stay wanting to live in the Stone Age.
It doesn't matter how I feel, it's the reality of what it is. You know what I mean? So it's either get down or lay down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's either evolve or die. This is what our world is. And if you look at history of anything, the people who fight so long to hold on to the old thing always end up losing.
Yeah.
The people who are willing to like look and adapt and move forward always end up figuring it out. You know, the guys who would hold on to the typewriter back in the day until the computer came out, you know what I mean? It's just, that's human nature.
It's evolving.
Outside of
it's evolution.
Everything just is gonna move forward. Just know that it's going to, and start training your mind to adapt accordingly.
Catch me outside, how about that?
I think skateboarding as a whole is really going through these growing pains that kind of came with social media, and I sort of feel like the conventional way to be a professional skateboarder is slowly starting to fade away. But skateboarding is absolutely here to stay, whether you can make a living from it or not. I myself and all skateboarders, we love skateboarding for what it is. Just like the professional yo-yo dude out there, we are driven by passion and love, and not money. Let me know what you guys think. What will the future of skateboarding and pro skateboarders look like? But that is it from me. I like skate. I'll see you on Twitch.